What's good, everybody? And welcome to another stream for the month of March, even though it's April.
You know what? Sometimes time is irrelevant. I think we all know this at this point.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
We were singing the Blue's Clues theme song because it's really fucking catchy. Andrew, did you ever watch that?
Did I ever watch that?
All right, hold on.
No, I was never really a Blue's Clues person.
I loved Blue's Clues.
I
was in high school and I watched Blue's Clues. Because that's how cool of a person I am. I
love
watch
Blue's
children's shows.
I remember always thinking I was way too old for Blue's Clues, but I couldn't have been that old. You know, but you have that pressure.
I was 100% too old to watch Blue's Clues, but
well, you are older than I am. That's true.
Yes, I am.
Hello, friends. Hi. Welcome to the shit show.
Welcome one, welcome all. I see Daniel, aka Danny, Haseen. I see Tuck. I see Kyle, Whiskey Jack, Light Indigo, Devin. Welcome everybody. Yeah, sorry, I was messing around with my audio settings, so the echo on the mic should be gone now. We're just getting things rolling here on a lovely Saturday morning.
It's gonna get to 63 degrees, ladies.
Ooh, a balmy 63.
That is hot.
Now
hot around these parts.
Let me see.
I know. Just rub it in, Timer. Rub it in.
No, it's actually not going to be that hot today. It's mostly cloudy today. So today is like 60s. So yeah, we're actually similar.
Except
yesterday
here,
was really nice.
It's going to be 79 degrees.
That's because you live in the valley where it's warm.
It's true.
I live in Santa Monica where it's
cloudy,
not
all
as
the time.
warm. Just not as warm.
Yeah, I miss the sun. I've missed it. I walk outside, I'm like, oh my god, happiness, vitamin D.
Well, once you're fully vaxxed, come on down.
Come on down. Oh fuck yeah. I'm gonna be living out there. I'm gonna be like spread out in your driveway, just getting all of the sun.
It's gonna be great.
Just flip me over every like 30 minutes.
And we're about to break ground on our backyard construction. It's very exciting.
Ooh. We're
just finishing picking out materials. I've learned a lot about composite wood.
That's a good skill to have.
In case you were ever interested.
Sounds correct. If you want any opinions on materials, you can ask my dad. He's a civil engineer, and he will tell you what is crap and what is good.
Well, there we go.
He loves to talk about that shit. He will talk to John for hours. He'll be like, let me tell you all about this type of wood. Here's why it's great. Here's why it's garbage. You don't want that because the water will leak in and then it'll fucking like.
Yeah. No, we've just decided up front to make the investment in composite because while real wood is obviously really beautiful and it feels good for like a deck surface, it's just a lot of maintenance.
Thanks.
And it's obviously cheaper because it's not manufactured, but you guys have seen my backyard. It's like in full sun.
Not sorry.
Yes, hit that Flonase, girl.
Oh, God, that's good shit.
It's that time of year. I'm telling you.
I've never done that before. I've never squirted something up my nose.
Really? Like you never had to take when I have a cold, then I have to have the nose spray handy.
I've never done that.
Anyway, Andrea was talking about her wood.
I was talking about my wood.
Her fake wood. It's not real.
It's not. It's 60% recycled plastic and 40% recycled wood particles.
So does it last longer? Is that the idea of it?
Yeah, most composite wood has like a 25-year warranty, and then you never have to sand it. You never have to stain it. It won't give you splinters.
We were going to go for a natural rock theme for our bathroom remodel, and our constructor was like, yeah, dog, you don't want to do real rock. That's a real pain in the ass. So we did like something that looks similar, kind of for similar reasons. Pain in the ass.
Yeah. Real stone is very
real
expensive.
Stone is porous also.
Yeah.
And so if it's porous, like shit will
that
get into
steam
it,
going in there.
It's not ideal. Thanks, Dad.
Look at you, Simer.
She's like, oh, it's building materials. Why do I know any of this? I don't want to know it. Please get out of my brain.
Doesn't that composite get super hot in the sun though? Yes. So that is a downfall to it, is that it does get hot, which is why we're going with a lighter color. The darker colors get pretty hot, but right now we have concrete, like painted concrete, which gets very hot. So it's gonna be better. The other option would be to get aluminum. It was interesting. I've actually I did a bunch of research on aluminum decking material, and they have some that looks like wood, but very much is like not wood. It's got a very industrial vibe. It's like stuff that you would use to build like boat docks with and things like that. But it essentially lasts forever, and all you have to do to clean it is like put some water on it. And it never gets hot, and it's very light, but it's very expensive. It's the most expensive of the materials.
Did you like the way it looked, though? Would you have rolled that way?
I don't think so, because I think that it just looks a little too industrial.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
That's your haven back there, your oasis.
I know. I mean, I want the look of real wood, but I don't want to maintenance it. I'm lazy.
Yeah, I feel you.
Don't want to do it. That's interesting, Whiskey. The price for construction materials skyrocketing has put our house project on hold. It's true. A lot of those materials have skyrocketed or are unavailable because there's a giant construction boom, because everybody's been home staring at all of the problems in their homes, being like, I want to fix this. I'm not spending money going to Disney World or down the street for, dinner. I might as well, hire someone to fix the things in my house. And so there's been a huge construction boom. My contractor who did the studio here said that it was like dead for the first like 3 to 4 months of the pandemic, while people were still figuring out like what was going to happen. Mm-hmm. And then as like more information came in and it became clear that like offices weren't reopening, people weren't going anywhere, it was going to be a while, that's when like it started to tick up, and he said he's been nonstop busy ever since.
Yeah, we were on a 4-month waiting list for our bathroom remodel, and that was as soon as he could get us in.
Wow.
Yeah. But it'll be done next week.
And you were like, this is our bathroom.
I know.
Like, can you bump us up the list?
Please help us. I need a nice, sacred place to take a crap.
I'm so excited to see photos because I've been watching so much HGTV.
I mean, you do what you got to do. Yeah.
So, have you been taking, photos along the way, too?
Yeah, I have a bunch. I'll have to text them to you, too, and you can look at them.
I want to see this baller bathtub that you described.
Oh, my God. It works. We tested it. It has the LED lights. It has the waterfall. It has all of the jets. Oh, I'm so excited about it.
You're going to be so cool. Fancy.
I know. It's going to be so not me, but it's going to be great. You know what I mean? I ain't a fancy
I'm just saying, if you ever contemplate wanting to take a photo in your baller bathtub in your candy corn bikini,
Still waiting for my candy corn bikini photo.
I know. I do owe you one. I'll take a rain check.
You can do that next year. At this point, we're past candy corn season. So.
It's true. And when it be what?
Okay, I went to I keep calling it Kroger. It's Ralph's. I don't live in Atlanta anymore. And at Ralph's, I was walking around with Jackie. We wanted to get Sour Patch watermelons, and then we discovered they made Sour Patch watermelon jelly beans.
Huh?
What?
And they are so good. So
that sounds amazing.
I'm waiting for Easter to be over because I think they're like part of the Easter shindig. And then I'm going to buy them hopefully on sale.
Get them 50% off?
Yes. Yeah. Because they were really, really good. Because I mean,
dude,
if you don't like
John's
sour,
favorite. He's going to freak out when he finds this out. He loves jelly beans.
I really like sour. So I like sour Jelly Bellies. Sour Jelly Bellies are like my favorite usually. Mm-hmm. And so these kind of had that, but they were a little bit more tart, which I was like, fuck yeah, give it to me.
Ooh,
so delicious.
That sounds good.
Interesting. We had the real Sour Patch watermelons and those, and I just kept going for the jelly beans. I was like, you know what? I actually kind of like these more.
I like it. Thank you for dropping that link in the chat, Britt. I do have some questions here. Of course, this is our monthly happy hour Q&A. Of course, we've been just chatting with you guys. We're glad that everybody could be here. Sorry we haven't been able to have too much variety in the time and scheduling. Normally we like to do them at different times of day to kind of hit people in different time zones, but shit's been hard lately.
But
So
we're doing it.
we
Literally.
appreciate your
But
patience.
Shit has been hard.
I mean, in some cases.
I mean, yeah.
literally.
Oh, yeah. Got it. Okay.
All right. Our first question is from one Brandon K. Gann, who says, "Hello, what's good? Before getting into my question, like everyone else, I wanted to say I'm happy you're doing better, Ms. Renee. Thank you. And I hope this is finding you ladies in great spirits. Now for said question. Since it's been a year of the pandemic, is there anything you've learned operating WGG during pandemic life that you'll continue to implement once things open back up? Or since WGG has been mostly the same format, sans all of you being in the studio the past year, since its inception, do you see WGG evolving for the future? Thanks as always for reading and have a wonderful rest of your day."
Man, thinking
I
about
mean, I
the
think
future,
we were
man.
really
I'm just-
lucky that we started like remote, basically. Like we were
Yeah.
always partly remote. So we didn't have to figure out things the way that everybody else had to figure out. We were just already operating in that way. So
Mhm.
I mean, we're just ahead of the curve, I guess.
I
Ahead of the
100%. Like when the pandemic started and everybody was like Zooming from home and all of these channels that we've worked with were like scrambling to get everybody like set up to like do video from home, I kept reaching out to my friends and being like, let me know how I can help. We've literally been doing this the entire time. What's Good has been a thing. We had to troubleshoot it for our entire first year. If you guys have been with us since the beginning, you know it was rough chuckles for like the first 6 months while we were figuring out how to do remote video. And obviously the show has come a long way in terms of video and audio quality since those early days. But like we went through that learning process and everybody else had to do it as quickly as possible. And so I reached out to a bunch of people and like nobody really took me up on it. And I was like, that's fine. If you just want to struggle by yourself, you go ahead. But I was really grateful that we all had good equipment ahead of then, because as you guys probably know, if you had to get your own like Zoom setups going, everything sold out. Webcams, microphones, cables, connectors, all of it was like poof, gone. Because manufacturers just were not ready for the incredible demand that hit when everybody had to go virtual.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly haven't done a lot of thinking about the future in general because I mean, I think we're all just trying to take it like one day, 1 week at a time. But I think what the good thing is that we have learned is that it works. Like with the format we have, it works just fine. And we're able to keep trucking along all remote like we are now. And, you know, of course, I'm looking forward to the day where I can go back to the studio and we can all be together. But until that day comes, you know, we are very fortunate that we can play it safe and we can continue to do this successfully remotely. So go team.
100%.
We didn't know we were preparing for a pandemic when we launched in 2017, ladies.
Sure didn't.
But here we are.
Yeah.
We did it.
I'm with Britt. We haven't really thought about the evolution of WGG. We're just maintaining right now, waiting to see how things go. I think if anything, it's kind of opened the door for us to do more remote shoots, not only with Britt and Steimer, but also with guests as well. We think conversations are always better had in person, and I still fully believe that. But for scheduling, sometimes it's easier to just get people remote and let them, you know, Skype in or whatever from wherever they are versus trying to get them in the studio. But I mean, this studio desk accommodates 4 chairs. We would like to hopefully someday have Brittany come down and have fun guests come roll through the studio. There's a lot of cool people that live in the Los Angeles metro area that I would love to get in the studio on the show. So, anywho, thank you for your question, Brandon. The next question is from Cloudy Atlas. Hi, ladies. Sillier question here. If you had to pick one outfit, would you rather wear a t-shirt with full-length pants or a sweatshirt and shorts? I personally would pick shorts every time. If this debate comes down to how warm is it, I don't know, like 70?
Yeah, my first question is always going to be what temperature is it, because like that will obviously dictate what I want to go for.
This opens up some questions. Like, what are we just walking? What is our activity for that day? You know, like that's what I want to know.
Just
too.
lounging.
Okay.
I was gonna say, let's talk about it if we were going to like a con, because if we're going to like a PAX East, you gotta be like semi warm, but not too warm, because once you're inside the con, then it's like you get hot really easily.
Yeah.
I go with t-shirt and pants over sweatshirt and shorts every time. I'm not really a big shorts person. I'm much more of a dresses, skirts person.
It depends on what we're doing. Like if we're out, like if the shorts are like the flimsy, like comfortable material, like that's cool, but you can't wear those at a con, right? And plus, like the chafing can be real, and sitting down in shorts, if you have thighs, can also be rather uncomfortable. So like I'm with you. If we're going to a con, like I'm all for the jeans and t-shirt. Like that's all I wear pretty much anyway when I go to a con. Yeah.
If we're talking about like at home, I definitely wear. Well, I just got a new pair of sweat shorts, and I love those. Like I love sweat shorts for hanging around the house, or like running, whatever, getting the mail. Like that kind of
light
shit.
errands,
Light errands, like don't care. But yeah, if I was at a con, it would 100% be jeans and a t-shirt.
Whiskey, you make a very good point. Steimer probably would need some big socks and slippers either way. Her feet are always cold.
Yes. I am now socks with sandals, girl.
No, Steimer,
I don't
no.
care. Like the pandemic made me stop giving any fucks. I was just like, I used to make fun of people who did that, and now I'm like, you know what? I don't fucking care. I will wear my socks and my slides, and I will walk to the grocery store. And you know what? Judge me all you fucking want. I am alive. I'm still here.
Preach it, girl. I mean, I don't wear that shit out in public, but that's okay. You do you. Yeah, I think that's a very good step, because you know what?
Literally giving up. It's giving up on a lot of things. One of them is looking remotely okay in public settings. I just don't care.
I know.
I have worn some really, really fucking weird ass outfits outside, just going for a walk or whatever. I'm like, I got like red pants, bright pink socks, like a fucking. I don't remember. I think my top was also like a crop pink. It was just like awful. I looked like Pepto-Bismol, but I was like, whatever. Like, who am I impressing here? Absolutely no one.
Oh, that's
looks like Spelt Wrong Brit is also in the socks and slides team.
Yeah,
my feet are cold, but sometimes I'm too lazy to put on shoes, and so into the slides they go.
Good for you. Fuck it.
See, I don't own a pair of slides. I have flip-flops.
I can fix that for you.
Yeah,
I've been
looking around. I know Vans has some cute ones. I've been thinking about getting some like house shoes and then some outside slides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also really nice for, if you have the slides to go outdoors and you want to like quickly run to whatever, but you are wearing socks inside because, again, you're me and your feet.
If I just have to run quickly outside, I just put my flip-flops on with the socks.
That's always uncomfortable for me. That's why I don't have, well, I do, but they're like fancier, so they would only be if I'm actually wearing them out. I don't have thong sandals anymore. I just have slides because I like being able to just
You don't like the toe separation.
I don't like the toe separation. That makes my feet feel weird. I don't mind it without socks, but with the sock, it's just like, oh, that feels a little too gnarly for me. I don't like it.
I need a pedicure so bad. Fuck.
One day.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's just, I'm like, do I want to get the Cove? No. I mean, you can do it safely.
Do I want to get the Cove?
You can absolutely do it safely.
I cracked and went to my manicurist, but I was the only person there. And I had the double mask and the shield. And they have the acrylic shields. And so I felt good about it. It was like,
you did it right. You're good.
So when you're sitting in the pedicure chair, there's like a little acrylic shield that they like wheel up to you. So while you're sitting there, there's like a shield between you and the manicurist that's working on you. So
that's nice.
If the manicurist happened to like sneeze or whatever, obviously everybody's still in masks and they all wore face shields too. So that would have stopped it. But then like an extra layer of protection is this giant acrylic shield at every station. Yeah. Like when you go to like, grocery stores and stuff and they have the shields,
they have the
same thing.
There.
All right, next question is from Spelt Wrong Brit. What's good, ladies, and welcome back, Andrea. Thank you. In the podcast this week, Andrea mentioned that Brit and Steimer's hair transformations over the years, and it kind of got me wondering, What would both Britt and Steimer look like with a side part? In the same token, what would Andrea look like with a middle part? You don't have to demonstrate, but man, it would be great if you did. Welcome back. Happy spring.
If you go back, I 100% used to side part my hair. The only reason I stopped side parting my hair is back to the socks with sandals thing where I stopped caring. And when I wash my hair, this is just where the part is. Yeah. And so like I just leave it because I don't give a fuck. And apparently middle parts are cool now. So I'm like, whatever. I don't care.
Oh yeah,
they're back in. Britt, have you ever done a side part?
The only side part, it's kind of a half-ass, is where I'd have like my bangs side part, but the rest of my hair would like kind of go down the middle because I didn't know what I was doing.
Interesting.
But I have a really gnarly cowlick, and so the only way I can really, and I have like a really bad widow's peak. I think you can kind of like see it.
Yeah.
But the only way that my hair really wants to fall naturally is down the middle. So I can do the side thing, but again, like Steimer, it's just work. I have to like do a few extra brush strokes when I'm drying my bangs, and I'm like, do I want to do that? Do I want to expend the 4 calories to do that? I don't think I do. And now I'm hip and cool because I'm a millennial in the Gen Z. Is that what it is?
I don't. Yeah.
Gen Z thinks we're cool because we have the side
the
parts
Zoomers,
now.
the young Zoomers. Ones.
Yeah, we got to be cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My natural middle part isn't even fully middle. It's like definitely crooked, but I just I don't care.
Yeah.
Why do I care?
I had a middle part back in college when I wore my hair natural all the time and I didn't straighten it. I would straighten it every once in a while, like once every couple of months. But otherwise I just wore it curly all the time and I had a middle part. But once I started doing on camera work, it was very clear that my curly hair was not booking me any jobs. So I started straightening my hair all the time and started booking more work. And so I decided that I wanted to cut bangs in. And so I cut bangs in probably like 2007, 2008. There's some of my really early reel footage I could probably dig up. Where I was on camera with the middle part with my curly hair. But since then, my hairstyle's been pretty much the same for like the last 14 years. And I've contemplated, I cut it short in 2009. I cut like a bob. Like, so you may have seen some of my older footage of me with a bob. And that also stopped booking me work. And so that's when I went for like a year or so, just like not booking. And then I was like, I guess I got to get extensions. Got extensions, started booking again. It's weird. Like the stereotypes with female
long hair, long straight hair or nothing.
I mean, it's true. I mean, those physical stereotypes for women absolutely exist. They were way worse back then than they are today. I think there's a lot more freedom about personal expression in hairstyle because there's a lot more acceptance of different body types, different hair types. As we talk about how do we include more diverse voices across the spectrum. And so I'm really glad to see that not only are different hairstyles being accepted, but that there's like less judgment about the way women are supposed to look on camera. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to go back to like a fully natural curly hairstyle. Obviously, you guys have seen my curly hair on camera.
It's so good.
Yeah,
I love it. It is really cute.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, spelt wrong, Britt. Yeah, the Get a Boyfriend infomercial. That was an old sketch I did with my friend Michael Gallagher at Totally Sketch. That's one of the few YouTube videos that has like millions of views. It was just like a dumb comedy sketch we did. I have got short hair in that video. Oh, God, a baby Andrea. Oh,
baby Andrea. I was talking to Jason the other day about, because he just got like his 3rd haircut of the pandemic yesterday. And I haven't had one since like November of 2019. And I was like, what do I do with myself when I can finally go get a haircut? Do I color it? Do I cut it? What do I do? And I don't know. I'm quite overwhelmed with the possibilities.
I'd say go for the works. Like,
yeah,
just like spend a shit ton of money getting a baller hairstyle.
But like, what would that even look like?
Balayage the shit out of this, please.
I'm like, I feel like your hair still looks really nice.
Your hair looks amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, I don't know what I would do if I were you, because your hair just looks really good still.
Thanks, Summer. I think I'm getting the itch though. I want to like do something a little different. I don't know what, but I want to do something. But what do I do? I don't know. That's the thing.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, I haven't gotten. I got
though.
one haircut in the pandemic, and it was when I went to Arizona to visit my mom last September, because they had a really low infection rate at the time, and her hairstylist had her own private room. And so it was like, and they had these really strict sanitizations, and I was just like desperate for a haircut. So I risked it and got one, but that was the one time I got a haircut. But I've been cutting John's hair this entire pandemic.
know. You've been doing a good job too.
I think so. Good. I think it looks good.
He's
like, why do I even need to go back to a barber anymore?
I was going to say,
keep cutting it. And I was like, I don't mind.
There you go. You can tip you instead.
I don't know how hairstylists don't get hair all over themselves, though. Because, like, every time I cut his hair, it's like on my pants, on my shirt. I feel like it gets inside my clothes. And I'm like, how do hairstylists do this all day and not just come home, like, covered in other people's hair?
They might be.
Maybe they do. I don't know.
Yeah. You gotta take a shower every day. They're just like, get off me.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. My hair color, my hairstyle has become iconic.
Are you still ever thinking about going blonde? I know you mentioned that like a while ago.
So
doing like a lighter color.
Did I ever show you the pictures of the blonde wig that I bought?
No.
So I bought 2 like kind of shitty blonde wigs. Because I was on a late night Zoom with Rihanna one night, and she is like the wig queen. She knows so much about wigs. And so she was like convincing, she's like, just buy a couple wigs. And I was like, okay. But I didn't obviously want to invest in a really expensive wig. So I bought some like really like cheap, like $50 wigs. And I took some pictures. I'll send them to you guys. Cause I don't have them on the computer. Otherwise I'd pull them up and show you guys on stream. And I wasn't as into it as I thought I was going to be.
Okay.
But
is it the correct shade of blonde though?
That's the thing though, is it might not be the correct shade of blonde. But the real trouble is, and if you guys follow Sydney Goodman on Instagram, you may have remembered a while ago she tried to go blonde, and she kind of documented her process, and it lasted just a couple of weeks. I think Jessica Chobot also tried to go blonde and like was like, this is just not working, because in order for people with dark hair to go blonde, it's usually like a multi-month process, and then it's like upkeep every 4 weeks, which is just more than I'm already doing, because my red is still a lot of upkeep, but I don't have to go to a salon to do it. But like I would have to go to a salon to upkeep my blonde.
Yeah.
Because because you don't want to bleach your own hair.
Yeah. Do you guys remember that one time when I like got blonde streaks in my hair?
Yes. Yeah. You were rogue.
Yes, but it was more like yellow streaks than actual blonde.
It's because everything. This is why, like, I have tried multiple times to get whatever light. I've decided to stop lighter. I will never bleach my hair again. Fuck it. It's not gonna work with my hair. So I just dye it darker now because my ends get really red from the sun. The sun just bleaches my hair. Asshole. But
damn you, sun.
Damn you, son. But I tried. Like, there were multiple times I'd be like, oh, I want like semi blonde highlights or whatever, and they just turn orange. Like on me, it just everything goes orange.
Yeah.
And no matter how often we would tone it, it was just like hair.
Okay,
hair does not want to be this color.
Shampoo, but it sounds like that wasn't
it just like my hair didn't want it. Didn't like it. Had nothing. Didn't want anything to do with it. And I was like, you know what? I respect that. We're gonna go Raven forever. It's fine.
Yeah. No,
until I go all gray.
I get it. Yeah.
My hair is becoming more and more gray. I think I've shown you guys I have this like really intense white streak in the front. But it's not enough gray overall for me to transition into blonde. But
yeah, I'm getting a few of them poking through now. I'm like, oh, hello.
Oh yeah.
How are you?
Gray hairs, everybody.
What's going on there?
Embrace
honestly
like
them. I just wished it would go. I want to not be gray, and then I want to like overnight go gray, just because I want it all to be the same color. Like I just don't want like the salt and pepper.
Yeah.
I don't mind being fully gray, but I don't want the in between stages. That's the part that's gonna be a bitch.
Yeah. Devin, you're right. It's a ton of investment. It probably would cost me like $2,000 to get fully blonde.
Oof.
Yeah. I've saved so much money during the pandemic not getting my hair done though. Hot damn. It's been glorious. And I've been spending it on other shit that I probably really didn't need.
So you saved money.
Biggest air quotes ever saved.
You just invested it into your sweatpants budget.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mine's all activewear. The thing I spend so much money on is activewear. It's not great. I mean, but I tell myself it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we all cope in our own ways.
Helpful.
Yeah.
I need to wear clothes to work out.
Totally.
I definitely don't need as money as I have.
It's true. It's true. All right, our next question is from Wall of Puppies, aka Catherine. Would you be open to sharing a little bit about the back end of the work you do? I'd love to learn some about your process for managing and running your business. I'm a small business owner and wear many hats, so I'm wondering if you have similar experiences when designating work or switching roles between each other as you're growing. No worries if you can't share for privacy reasons. I still appreciate all you do. So glad to hear Andrew is feeling better. Much love to you all. Well, thank you, Catherine. I don't think there's any issue with us sharing certain parts of how we run the business. Mm-hmm. So Brittany and I tag team running the business because Steimer has a big girl job. And you're right when you say that you wear a lot of hats. I mean, between Brittany and I, like we try to kind of share the load of all of the business parts. And I think what a lot of people who don't run their own business don't understand is that you're only doing about 10 to 20% of the thing you're really passionate about and you love. And then the other 80 to 90% is all of like the busy work of running the business in order to allow you to do that 10 to 20% that you love. And I think people sometimes get it twisted and think, oh, you guys just stream and make podcasts and you just sit around and play video games all day. Must be nice. And I'm like, yo, dog, that's such a small part of what running What's Good Games is, between managing the uploads and all of the infrastructure around that, like doing the production for the footage, like editing it, creating graphics, writing metadata, managing social media posts. Like there's a lot that goes into just the podcast. But then outside of that, there's also running the business part of the business, which entails managing bank accounts, managing receipts, managing credit cards, managing bookkeeping, keeping track of all of your expenses for taxes, paying your taxes, paying all of the business license fees that we have to maintain, maintaining all of the things that come along with running a business in the United States and the state of California, because we tried when we first started to open the business in Washington because we knew it would be cheaper. Yeah. But little did I know, and my CPA was very quick to point out to me that if 50% or more of your managing members live in the state of California, you have to open your business in the state of California.
I was very outnumbered at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. In the beginning, you were definitely outnumbered 3-1. So there's and that's just like scratching the surface, right? Because we also have to manage our relationship with Rooster Teeth. And that's a lot of work too, working with our sponsors, working with the sales team at Rooster Teeth, taking pitches, managing PR and marketing relationships, getting, access to games, getting access to events, planning coverage. It's a lot.
It is a lot. Yeah. And that's a year without conventions too. I mean, when conventions come around, that's a whole nother beast.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. The amount of work that, we put together for the What's Good Games meetups is way more than I think people would realize.
Yeah, it is fascinating. And it would be kind of fun someday, somehow, to really open up the lens of what is a normal hour and a half show that we produce? What does it look like? How much work goes into that? And what do we have to do to get to that end result? Because like you said, I think a lot of folks think it's as simple as hop on a show and talk about games. But no, it's like researching the best stories for that week. It's then inserting the ad copy and reading the ad copy, editing everything, editing the ad-free show, uploading the show to the different platforms, creating the assets, creating the thumbnails, uploading the show to all the other stuff. It's just so much. And I think it would be educational someday, like pull the veil back on that. But someday maybe we'll do that. Can that be a Patreon vlog?
Yeah, like a day in the life kind of a thing.
Yeah, that could be kind of fun, huh?
Yeah, we could probably show a decent portion of that. Obviously there's some parts of it that we wouldn't be able to share, but I mean, there's just a lot. And I think as content creators, you have to decide what your priorities are because we're a small team, right? You know, there's a lot of content creators that have bigger teams that have support people behind the scenes, but solo content creators in particular have it the hardest. But, you know, as a small team, it's like we have to decide, okay, we only have X amount of hours per day and per week to give to the show. What is going to be the most impactful for people who are listening to the show, who are watching us on Twitch, who are following us on social media or a part of our communities, like on Discord and Facebook? Like where do we put our time and energy? And as you guys know, because you guys are, you know, our most dedicated community members, we can't be everywhere all the time because there's just not enough hours in the day because we have other things we have to do as well. Because even now, with all of the success that we've had with What's Good Games, it still isn't enough to cover like what a typical yearly salary would be for somebody working full time, which is why we don't work full time on the business because we can't. We have to do other projects to, you know, be adults and pay bills and shit.
For me to buy all my activewear, I still need my other job.
Ain't that the truth?
Those fancy leggings ain't gonna pay for themselves.
It's true. Oh, man.
So I have a lot of respect for other content creators in this space. I mean, I've always had that because I've been working in digital media creation for almost 15 years now. But I think that there's sometimes a disconnect between fans of creators not really understanding just how much that creator is doing behind the scenes. Even Twitch streamers, it's not like they're just turning on their stream and playing games and then they turn their stream off and then boom, they're done. There's a lot of maintenance on a Twitch channel, even if that's all they do. But if they also do YouTube, if they also do social media, if they also do podcasts, like it's even more. It's a lot.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about Patreon too, and like what level that adds to everything as well. Yeah, it's a lot. But obviously, we've been doing this for 4 years now because we get a lot of joy out of it. But yeah, I think it's important to be transparent about the process. I think there's just a lot of expectations versus reality out there.
Yes, indeed. Well, thank you for your question, Catherine. Hopefully that was insightful for you. Spelt wrong, Britt. The earbuds that I use are not that fancy. They're right here. They're literally the earbuds that came with my Peloton bike.
Oh,
Your Peloton bike came with earbuds?
To plug into the, it literally says Peloton on it. To plug into the monitor. So if you're like don't want to be loud, but I have Bluetooth earbuds for my Peloton that I use. So I was looking for a wired connection because Trisha Hirschberger and I were talking about this. We cannot find a good Bluetooth set of earbuds that work with PC. Almost all of the Bluetooth earbuds you find are developed for Android and iOS for mobile. And Bluetooth like dongles that you can find online are just shit. They're terrible. Unless it's a proprietary dongle. Like if you buy one of our sponsored products, like a wireless keyboard like this from Logitech, right? The G915, it comes with its own dongle that's designed to work with this keyboard. Same with mice that you buy, same thing. They come with their own Bluetooth dongle. Whereas with Bluetooth earbuds, I haven't found one yet that comes with its own proprietary dongle. You have to buy like one, then you have to install the fucking drivers, and they always disconnect, and the battery life is like it lasts for like 90 minutes tops. And so it's like it never works. So I have to use wired ones. And these ones fit comfortably and they're black, so they're not as noticeable.
Yeah. Well, hide it in the hair, girl. That's what you do. Is you hide the cords.
Exactly.
You got all of us in that good habit now. Every time I put my cord on, I'm like, okay, is my cord showing?
Yes, I love it. Yeah, in the early days, I was always like, Brittany, your cord cord.
The cord is showing. Oh my goodness.
Move it.
Excuse me.
One Danny Jason asks, plain cheesecake or German chocolate cheesecake?
I don't know what a German chocolate cheesecake
So
is.
German
Yeah.
chocolate cake is
Different than-
usually signified by the cherry embellishment,
Oh, I don't
right?
like.
I think I got that
I'd
right.
say regular cheesecake at this point in my life. That sounds really good. Simple sometimes is better, you know?
Yeah, I like a good regular cheesecake. Oh my god, I went and picked up. So a coworker made a cheesecake, and I was like, legit, can I swing by and like social distance pick this cheesecake up, like a slice or two, because I want some cheesecake, and that sounds really good.
Uh-huh.
He was like, yeah. So like, I drove to his house, which was not close to where I live. LA is very big, just to get. Someone is like sweeping my window. That's really weird. Anyways, I guess they're cleaning outside. I sit in front of a window, by the way, in case you don't know. Anyways, he gave me some cheesecake, and it was fucking delicious. And it was just plain cheesecake, but he added like a little bit of lemon, so it was not only tart but had a little hint of citrus to it.
Ooh.
I love really simple, delicious foods.
Not to be corrected, let me correct myself. A German chocolate cake is actually an American creation that contains the key ingredients of sweet baking chocolate that's lower in cocoa than other types of baking chocolate, coconut and pecans.
Doesn't
the
it have
cake
like
was
that gooey stuff on it?
Not
too?
brought to the American Midwest by German immigrants, apparently.
Of course not. No, German chocolate is German chocolate cheesecake and German chocolate cake different?
Yeah, that's what I'm not sure of.
I would imagine that German chocolate cheesecake just takes the core ingredients, but instead of being made with flour, it's made with cream cheese, like cheesecake is.
I see one recipe that has German chocolate cheesecake with coconut on top, and that is an absolute no thank you for me.
Huh.
Yeah, coconut pecans, and then I've always seen German chocolate cake with cherries on it, but apparently that's not what defines. That's not what defines. I'm thinking of Black Forest cake.
Oh, you might be, but I'm seeing a lot of coconut here, which is just a giant nope. Let's see, Black Forest cake.
It's cake either way.
Black Forest cake has cherries on it. Yep, that's Black Forest cake.
Cake sounds delicious.
Oh, I hear you. You're fine.
Oh, is that baby?
Oh my gosh, Winston, the drama queen of my harem of
I
cats.
wonder if Winnie is gonna remember me, or if he's gonna be like, "Fuck you, you were with me for a while, and then you left me, you bitch."
He'll remember you.
But like he would let me pick him up and hold him and not cry. And I was like, "Oh my god, this cat loves me now." He would follow me around the house, and I was like, "This cat is adorable, and I love him, and I love that he loves me now." And then I left, and I was like, "I don't think this cat's gonna
abandonment
remember me.
issues. Abandonment.
This cat is gonna be like, what did you do?"
Andrea has a knack for raising very needy cats, and it's very cute. But they're all very loud and adorable.
Dax is not needy. Dax could give a fuck that you're there. He's just like, I am chilling where I'm like gonna go do what I want to do. When I stayed at her house for like a week. I saw Dax like maybe at meal times. Like that was how much I saw him. He would just be like off doing his own thing, and I was like, "That's chill."
I think it was because he was scared because John and I were gone. Because he is very much. He reminds me a lot of young Ghost. Rest in peace. Of how he, once he warmed up to you, he was like your best friend, but that warm up process took some time, and he would always like run and hide when strangers would come to the house. But Maverick would always be like, "Hey, what's up? Who are you? Welcome to the pad. What's going on? You want to scratch me?"
Oh, I miss them so much. I can't wait to meet the new boys.
They're very cute.
Yes,
very
you haven't met them yet.
No,
Oh, Devin, you got a new kitten, and it's been the best and worst aspects of a toddler. I know, right? They get into everything. Oh my gosh.
Yes,
Speaking of Devin, your question is up next. Hey, ladies, if you could decide what type of mainline Mario game came out next, what would you want to see? Much love. Mario Kart 9. Mario Kart 9. Let's go. Where is it, Nintendo?
Why would they make a new Mario Kart, Andrea, when they're still making so much fucking money? You know,
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Remix Master Edition.
Woo! Woo! That's exactly the name of it. I know we just got the Origami King, I think it was, but I really love the RPG Marios, but I feel like it's been a long time since we've gotten a really, really, really good one. So I want to see them go more that route, more around like the route of Super Mario RPG from back in the day. That's what I would love to see. But I don't know.
So I was
I don't
thinking
know.
about this on the show, I think, because we were talking about Mario then, and Mario has been mentioned in the past few shows because he died
Mario's dead.
apparently, or
He's
he's dead.
dead. He's
Yeah.
corn fodder. He's rotting 6 feet under right now.
But I was just thinking, like, I don't know that I've truly loved like a Mario game for a while, and the one that I remember loving so much was Mario 2, Mario Brothers 2. Super
Oh,
Mario Brothers 2, I should
yeah.
say.
Classic.
Because I loved playing as Peach or Princess Toadstool, and I just like I would love to like pull up my skirt and fly, which makes no sense aerodynamically. I don't know why lifting a skirt would make you hover. It wouldn't. But I was just like, yes, like I loved being able to rotate between the characters. I really thought that was one of the best platformers.
I
So
liked pulling the little vegetables out of the ground. For me, that was
yes. Oh God, I don't know why. Like
The
the
turnips?
sound, the
Yeah.
sound it
Yeah,
made
the
when you would
sound.
scoop it up was so satisfying.
I think that was like our young selves telling our future selves that you're gonna love farming games. I think
Yes,
that's
I
what it was.
think you're right. I
Yeah.
think that was, it was a premonition of
Oh,
sorts.
the sound in that game was so good, and I love that you could always walk from left to right too. For some reason, the way like the screen would shift, I thought that was just like so neat. And and carrying the vials and throwing them down and building a door wherever you wanted.
Yeah, I'm like, that game was just so good, and I feel like they never really did much with it after. And I was like, but please go back and also make more flying princess ladies with their
I tried
skirts.
that. I used to try to jump off the couch with my skirt up and see if I would float. Didn't work. Of course
No.
it didn't.
No.
Or like I would grab like a plastic bag and like jump off the couch like it was a parachute.
Aw, you were trying to
know,
be Link ahead of your time.
I was.
I like it.
Thanks.
Well, thanks for your question, Devin. We have a couple more questions I'm going to try to get through a little quickly. Sorry, we were kind of meandering a little bit in the beginning. Steve asks, with Microsoft's recent offerings on Game Pass, Sony is looking bad in comparison. The show 21 MLB is on Game Pass, for example. With Sony's net worth at around $45 billion and Microsoft's at $1 trillion, does it feel like Microsoft is using Amazon's playbook of offering their products at a loss until their competitors go under? And could you see a Sony and Nintendo partnership to combat this? Thanks, ladies. Glad you are back and feeling better. Thank you, Steve. A short answer is no, we won't see a Sony and Nintendo partnership. Nintendo has no reason or desire to partner up with Sony, and they will
I tried
not.
that back in the day. The Sony disc drive or the Nintendo disc drive.
Yeah. I think what some people forget is that the PlayStation, the Sony Interactive Entertainment division of Sony Global, is one of the most profitable divisions of all of Sony's portfolio. So don't anticipate them going under anytime soon because they are, in fact, very profitable for what they are. But their offering is obviously very different than what Microsoft is offering. Microsoft's Xbox division was not the most profitable division in Microsoft. Microsoft was very successful without Xbox. But clearly, we've seen Satya Nadella publicly speak about the importance of Xbox to the overall Microsoft portfolio, so don't expect Xbox to go away anytime soon. Obviously, they just made a multi-billion-dollar investment in multiple studios. So I think that it's really like apples to oranges. I don't think that there's a real comparison there. They're just two very different business strategies. I do think Sony is going to be forced to reckon with what Game Pass is doing to their software business because the show is a perfect example. Why would somebody who owns a PlayStation have to pay $70 to play MLB The Show on their PlayStation 5, but somebody who owns an Xbox Series X can play it for free if they have a Game Pass subscription for $10? Mm-hmm. Well, for free. Yeah. So if you pay $10, let's say, and then you can play the show. To me, I'm just like, that's like them pulling the rug out from underneath them on that one. And I know that MLB probably did that negotiation, but as I mentioned on Twitter, there's no way Sony didn't have to give approval because that game is created by Sony San Diego. And so there was a lot of people who came into my timeline being like, oh, Sony didn't publish that game. I'm like, yeah, but Sony owns the IP rights to that game. So you think that they didn't have a say? Get the fuck out of here.
I would love to know what the nitty-gritty contract details are. Like, what cut is Sony getting of that? Is it the microtransactions or how much? Or, like, what does that look like? But no, I'm with you. I think it looks really good for Microsoft, looks really bad for Sony. You wonder, like, why they still have PS Now and Games with Gold. You would kind of, or is it Games with Gold? That's Microsoft's.
Yeah,
PS Now,
Games
PS
with Gold
Plus.
has been really shit lately.
Yeah,
You've been
it
looking
has.
at the games that they've been putting in there.
Yeah, it's not great. But yeah, you would think eventually they're gonna have to do something about that and maybe do a little merging of the minds. Or maybe not. They're doing just fine the way it is. I mean, really, they are.
Yeah, I think they probably they. I mean, I don't know. I've never known Sony to be like the most proactive of groups. So my guess would be until they had to make a change, they wouldn't make a change. But
yeah,
we'll see.
Yep.
Yeah, I think MLB is going to come back with data on how many units got pushed through Game Pass of the show. And then Sony's going to have their internal data on how many they sold on Sony platforms. And they're going to compare them, and maybe they'll be motivated to convert PlayStation Now into something that's similar to Game Pass, like we've been, I think, hoping for a while.
Yeah.
Thanks for your question, Steve. Okay, we got 3 more questions we got to get through.
Lightning round, go. Ding, ding, ding.
Ickety Ackety Oop writes in and says,
name.
I don't know if you want to get existential, but many people feel like time speeds up as we get older. Mm-hmm. I think the reason this happens is because we are told as children to be patient, or that we need to learn to be patient. So with all that practice and training and patience, 5 minutes when we were 5 years old feels like an hour as an adult. So my question is, if we practice being impatient like when we were young, will time go back to normal? And if we train enough and become impatient enough, can we slow down our perception of time so much that it seems to come to a standstill? Similar to mathematics, where a number can approach 0 forever but never reach it. Can we slow our perception of time so much that we won't ever reach 0, aka death?
No.
That, yeah.
We all are gonna die until they come
die.
up with some sort of crazy ass upload your consciousness, and even then your body's gone. So it's like the whole fucking ship thing of like, if you were replaced, I forget the name of the ship, something with a T.
Theseus?
Yeah, I think so. And where, it's like basically how much of the ship are you replacing, and then like, is it still the ship?
Yeah, they talked about that in WandaVision, right?
WandaVision, yeah. I don't think it's just that like, oh, as a kid we're taught to be patient, whatever. It's as a kid you have nothing to do. Like, you don't have to do shit. You get to fill your whole fucking day, except for naps or whatever, what your mom tells you to do. And you don't also, your brain is developing. You don't know what the fuck is going on. You're just like, blah, blah, blah. Isn't it great? I'm going to throw a ball. Yay. And then as you get older, you get smarter, your brain develops, and you realize you have a whole bunch of responsibility to do, and you only have a certain amount of time to do it in. You got to do your laundry. You got to clean your house. You got to do work so you can have money, so you can pay your bills, because those are also coming. Like, you just have way more stuff you have to manage. It's basically like you go from easy peasy farming sim to like a Persona where you need to min-max all of what you're doing every single day. Otherwise you know, I don't know, bad things happen. I haven't tried it. I haven't tried failing at life, so I don't really know.
Yeah, I think that's more what it is, Timer, is when you're younger, like, your frame of reference is so small. You know, your first, like, I mean, I think about when I was like 5 years old, I can barely remember that, but around like 7, 8, 9, I remember those years felt like they lasted forever, because, you know, you've only been on this earth for 7, 8 years. But then once you get into like your 30s and like mid 30s and 40s, it's like every year just kind of starts blending into one. What I think is really helpful is just to try to take every day by day and try not to think about too much in the future, and try not to think about what happened yesterday, what you have to do next week. Be present, stay in each day. And I've learned that kind of helps you make the most out of each one. But obviously, like, you have to do boring adult shit too, like Summer said. And we're all busy, and we have to sustain life and pay bills.
Yeah. Yeah, no, one of the things my dad always said was, it gets faster every year. And like you said here, ickety yackety oop, even though you had this thought when you were drunk last weekend. Like Steimer was saying too, is that you have so much more to fill each day that you have less time to do just the things that make you happy or bring you joy. And I think that has been one of the silver linings of the pandemic for a lot of us, is that realization of, hey, it's okay for me to just pull out a coloring book and just sit down with my colored pencils and color for an hour. Whereas like pre-pandemic, maybe I wasn't as likely to do that. Maybe I wasn't as likely to paint or to cross stitch or do some of these hobbies that I used to do when I was a kid that I don't do now. And obviously we all love playing video games, but a lot of my other passions and hobbies that I did when I was younger have kind of fallen by the wayside because I find myself just defaulting to playing games because we obviously have to play games to talk about on the show every week. And so I just kind of justify it to myself that like, oh, I can just keep playing video games and not do any of these other things that used to bring me joy. And every year you get older, it feels like you get a few more responsibilities added to your plate and a little less time for the things that brought you joy. Whereas when you were a kid, you mostly just got to do the things that brought you joy. I mean, outside of, the obligatory chores every once in a while, you didn't have to worry about balancing your checkbook, hypothetically, because who really does that anymore? But,
yeah,
things like that.
It's a good point. Now we don't have to worry about traveling as of right now. We don't have the next event we have to go to, XYZ. It's not like, okay, I have to get this done because I know next week I'm not going to be able to. So I'm going to have this event. I'm going to be on the airplane. And it's just been good to kind of like reset and rebalance.
But for me, actually, at least this year, it's gone by so fast.
Oh,
and
man.
Part of that is because I just feel like it's Groundhog Day at this point. Like
Exactly.
every day is exactly the same. The only days that are slightly different are my rest days where I don't work out. Like that is literally the difference is, am I working out today or not? And that's only like 1 or 2 days a week that feel remotely different. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm ready for this vaccine now. Like I definitely appreciate the slowdown, but at this point now it's speeding up because it is exactly the same all the time.
Yeah. I hope we can just take the lessons we've learned and the rebalancing and recentering that we have been fortunate to kind of find and take that in our life going forward. Like that's my hope. So I think it's been a really good lesson. But
yes.
Anyway.
All right, 2 more questions quickly. Marry Me Steimer asks, probably not going to have any luck with that one. In light of all of the Xbox movies, in light of all the Xbox moves, that's the word, what do you think Sony should do? So we actually kind of answered this when we were talking about Steve's question with Game Pass. So sorry that we're not going to give you like a full answer there. But I mean, essentially they need to answer to Game Pass. They've already been crushing it at their first party software lineup. The PS5 is a great piece of hardware. The DualSense is an excellent controller. Now they just got to bring the value to keep gamers in their ecosystem.
And change your name. Thanks. What?
And change your name.
I'm very protective over my girls. God dang. You've seen me.
Oh, that name. I thought you meant Sony. I was like, what?
Oh, no.
PlayStation to change its name? I see. Yeah. I was confused for a second.
Marriage solicitations are not welcome. Program Alice is our final question of the stream. Is there any movie, game, or book series that you'd like to see an uncut 4-hour movie version of? Clearly a reference to the Snyder cut of Justice League, which
I never watched that.
I literally the whole time I was watching it, I was like, I don't remember any of this movie. I know I watched Justice League when it came out, but I remember like none of this.
Are you drunk?
No, I mean, I probably wouldn't remember any of it either, to be fair. I think the one part I remember was Martha, and then like, why did you say that name? And then
wasn't that Batman v Superman?
Oh shit, that was. See, I don't even remember Justice League. I thought it was another movie. You're correct. I don't know. And yeah, I don't think I could tell you anything about Justice League, but I know that I saw it.
Movie. Yikes.
The Lord of the Rings already does exist. Ickety yackety oop. The director's cut.
Yes.
This is a good question. I probably would want to see an uncut 4-hour movie version of the Wheel of Time series that they're putting together. But it's already going to be a series, so it's going to be long.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing like uncut Game
any.
of Thrones episodes. Some of the later ones got pretty long, but I feel like they still like left a lot of shit out.
Yes, they did.
They rushed the heck through that final season. They just like
people were teleporting
speed.
left and right.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way they would get from there to there.
They're like, 3 months has passed. We're in the future now. And I'm like, what? What happened? Oh,
yeah, I don't have an answer. I don't watch enough TV or movies to care. Unless you want an uncut version of Judge Judith Shineland, then we can.
I just don't think I need or want a 4-hour cut of anything, to be honest with you. Like, I like series, so I love that his Dark Materials has a series on HBO, but I don't need that in a 4-hour cut. Like, I'm fine watching it as a series.
Yeah, I'm with you. Well, thank you everybody for submitting all of your questions. We love doing the happy hour Q&A with you every month, and we're glad that you are supporting us. It means a lot to us that you guys have been with us, and we love seeing all of your familiar names in the chat every month, and just you make us feel good. So thanks for that, friends. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back in about 10 minutes to record the live version of the Patreon exclusive podcast. If you are a legendary member and above, make sure that you check your email for the links. I believe Brittany set those links out last week, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys on next week's episode. Bye, everybody.